It's time to make millions of rubles on Shoreline without risking that juicy kid of yours at the resort. Let's get silly with it, shall we? The inventory on the left is what I find in the run you are about to watch. The one on the right is a test run I did before filming this video. The reason why this run is so great is because it has plenty million ruble key spawns with good chances at high value tech and streamer items as well. On top of that, almost no one loots here, so let's get right into the run. Okay, so we are gonna start our loot run here on Shoreline, right by this tank, just south of the village. So right there is the tunnel extract, and if you don't know, right up there is where people like to camp, the tunnel extract. So anyways, we're gonna continue on here, running just up to the tank, and before we get into the first set of buildings, we're gonna swing a left, and that's because right here in this white shack, just this way, we have I think it's a toolbox. Yep, there it is right there. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hit this to see what this toolbox is about. We're gonna be looking for the shoes, actually, that's pretty good. Tool set's actually pretty decent to sell as well. And we'll take the tube. Pretty decent start there. Just exiting the white shack right up here on these surfaces here on this wood. You have various hideout item spawns, so you can find things like the nippers or the pliers and whatnot, but the only thing you want to be looking for mainly is the red pliers. Both the elite and the red pliers are a good one slot item in terms of value to sell even just to the therapist. So pretty good stuff. So after that, we're gonna run back to the road here and we're gonna jump into our first little area of buildings. Here we are going to look into the first building here. And this is going to be the bread and butter of this loot run, and that's jackets and duffel bags. Jackets are great because they have access to basically all the keys in the game. You want to get those high value keys. If you're totally new to the game, a good way to tell if a key is valuable is it will have a purple background. It's just a good basic, not every time, some purple keys don't have the biggest value. There's TP and there's measuring tape. So while we're looting these houses, by the way, just as a quick note, look apart or look on all of these surfaces, and on this like shelving unit here in this box, you can actually get Tetris or GPU spawn right there where the capacitors were. So it's actually a pretty good spot to check. But we're gonna be looting majority duffel bags and jackets. If you don't know which keys to look out for, again, the keys that are outlined in purple are more likely to be valuable. Usually they are, but some of the purple keys are worthless, and that's okay. And with the duffel bags, they can almost spawn pretty much every item in the game. They're very dynamic in terms of their loot pools. And we come across so many jackets and duffel bags on this run, and that's what's beautiful about it. I'll get into more of that later because I want to cover what's in these few buildings here. So in these few buildings, what we're going to be mainly looking for is hideout items and food. We have a pressure gauge right here. That's awesome. Or sorry, that's a thermostat. So it's a very good item to sell either on the fleet to use for your hideout or just to the traders if you want to level them up. Then we have a more of that same kind of vibe in this room. We have a weapon box, so we're definitely going to go ahead and loot this. Ooh, we got a CAC mag. Whenever you see mags, always double check if ammo's in them. In this case, not really. Although I'll take the mag because I think at least earlier wipe, these mags can actually sell for a bit. When people don't have access to a lot of M80 mags or mags that shoot the 7.62, I think is it 5.1, 5.4? I can't remember off the top of my head right now. The mags can be a lot because people need, magazines to put the bullets in, or else obviously they can't be shot at. Or the weapons can't be used effectively. So we're gonna go across now. And to the next, like, grocery store looking food restaurant thing, same thing as the last building. We have some hideout items in here, and we also have some food. So if you're doing some of the the Jashanka quest for therapists and stuff like that, here's also a pretty decent place to find it. We also have a toolbox here. We'll check in here. Toolbox, we're looking for headphones, any of the expensive hideout items. Things like the nuts, bolts, metal parts. Off the top of my head, I can't really think. Right here where the bleach is, you can find better hideout items as well. And on these shelves back here, so we'll check all those. After that, We go right back in here into this white shack, right out the back here, and that's because I believe there's something. Yeah, there's a weapon box back here. We'll take that. There we go. Let's see what we get here. Mags. Okay, that's a nice hollow. There we go. Good win there. Good one slaughter. Make us some money, and I believe we didn't look at some of these buildings back here. So we're going to go ahead and look at them. We're not going to let them... we're not going to leave them to be abandoned. So here's another jacket here again. Just see what keys we can find here. No keys in that one. That's okay. I like to look in these little boxes. Again, I don't fully look with my eyes because I'm a dummy and I miss a lot of things. So what I do is I look with my loot indicator, that white dot that shows up when you're next to loot. I almost loot everything like that. I just shove my face into stuff, and if I see a white dot, I know I'm close to something. So that's the way I do it. Another jacket here. See if we can get. Ooh, RB PSV1. I'm not sure how expensive that is. It does have that purple background, so it could be worth some money. I'll put that value on screen. I'm not sure off the top of my head how expensive that is, but that's one of the great things about this run. We have a duffel here. Is on average you'll make like a few 100,000 rubles looting all these jackets and stuff like that. We have a Tushanka there for the quest. On average, you'll make a lot of rubles, but you also have the chance of just making a massive amount of rubles. Like if you get some graphics cards out of these duffels, which can essentially spawn almost anything, and you get some good keys from the array of jackets we'll be finding, man, you'll be rolling in some dough. So that's why this loot run's kind of fun, because it's very chill. You don't come up against much or any enemies. A few scavs on occasion on very slight circumstances or uncommon circumstances. You will find another player who's decided to do this. But trust me, you can almost knife out and do this loot run. And that's because you have so many buildings to maneuver around. You can probably just do a 0 to hero in this area here. And basically just stab a bunch of scavs and just have a bunch of fun with it. So if that's something you're doing also, might as well give it a shot. Let me know how you do if you do try. If you do any 0 to hero runs, definitely let me know how you do it. Right here we have some pliers, some more hideout items back in here. Nothing great. Again, we're looking for the red pliers. If they're red, they have some value to them. We have another duffel bag right here. We'll go ahead and loot this one. Ooh, see, look, M cable right there. Depending on what type or what time of wipe this is a very good barter for M cables for high level armor. So closer to the end of wipe, when most people have the traders leveled up, then military cables can go for over 100k a piece, just for those barters. So check here under the bed, on the sheets here. This is basically just how I break down every building at this point. Follow these same few rules of how I loot stuff. I have some peas there. Yeah, epoxy again. See, look at all these shelves. Some stuff you really just can't see until you get that loot indicator there, or you brush yourself right up against the table itself. So I'm actually gonna eat the peas because when I demonstrate these loot runs, sometimes I move a little slow to fit in what I'm trying to share, I guess would be the best word for it. And my food can run a little low sometimes. But nothing else there. If you actually notice, if you play Woods a lot, this building is very similar to the Woods building in Scav Village and Woods. I'm not sure if you can open up this shed or not. Let me just double check. Yeah, so if you can't open up, very good. If you can't open up the shed, I would give it a quick search for more hideout items. You see a lot of these toolboxes that I'll show you soon in this run. That, oh, another jacket there. That'd be the big thing to search for. Another jacket chance, another good rare key spawn chance. We're looking for that. Perfect. And even these little sheds here can have some stuff. Oh, here's one of these toolboxes. So here, this wooden box here, it looks like a little chest. It's just a toolbox. I can see top right, it has the toolbox sign. So you get toolbox loot. Look, we got nuts, which are great on the flea market, and we got elite pliers, great for traders or the flea market. That's 40k, at least 20k each right there. Great. Let's see if we can jump over this. Oh, we can. Cool. I should have jumped over there, but that's all right. We'll have to walk out this way. So after we looted basically all of that, all of that section. We're now just gonna loot this section here. Focus on this area of the scav village that kind of walks out. If you do see scavs, this is where you might find them. They might be around down this road here, either on the left side of the street or the right side of the street. Other than that, there's not much you have to worry about on this run. Only the one or two scavs you'll really have to deal with. It's mostly quiet, and most people are running to the resort or they're doing quests, and there's no quests as far as I'm aware at this part of the scav village. Ollie administration key. This is great. This is a quest key. It is very expensive, especially earlier on in the wipe when people don't have this key. It lets you get the Ragman document in the Ollie administration office. Great key to get. A lot of sale value if you've passed that quest. If you're not past the quest, there you go. Now you don't have to buy that key. This is what that run is so amazing for. It is just the loot potential is great because you can pretty much get anything. I mean, the duffel bags and the jackets have a massive loot pool, and that includes very, very valuable items. So again, looting these jackets, the same principle throughout these houses here. See what else we can get. Balaclava. See, sometimes the jacket doesn't have the best thing, but honestly, you know, everyone's gotta love a balaclava. Occasionally you can get something like this, the GPX, a phone. This is about 100k in the flea, I believe. Very good because it's using a craft, and it's also using a few barters if I'm remembering correctly. On here, checking all these services, making sure that loot indicator's down on the ground. They have a duffel hidden in this corner here, so we'll go ahead and give that a loot. Even else, eagle, gunpowder, great. Thermite, amazing. Look at that. That's 60k in the fleet right there. That's about 40k we just made in 2 seconds. So it's 100k we just made in that duffel bag, for example. So what else? This is a breach room, funny enough. You can breach this open, but there's nothing in it. But you get 20 XP. So min-max? If you want to, go ahead. If you want to like get some XP out of that one, sure. Next thing we're gonna do is run across to do basically the same thing to the buildings on this side. Look around, check the shed to see if you can open it. If you can, no, you can't open that one. You can't breach any of the sheds, but you can open a lot of them. So same thing here, checking on all of these services here. On this table for hideout items, on here, checking all this stuff, looking with the loot indicator, not just my eyes, because some things you know, spawn in the ground. RB SMP, holy crap. Now we're making some money. I believe that's an expensive key. I can't remember exactly, but this is a great demonstration on how good this loot run could be. Again, and it's not even done. We have more loot here. We have 2 more jackets you can be getting. This is insanity. The amount of luck here. Now, same thing. Gonna be looking in all of these. You have a duffel there. We'll go ahead and search that. Okay, all of these services here. Okay, okay. All these services. Okay. And we move on. I think there is something in this shed, so I will check it. I believe there's a toolbox up on here. I'm not gonna grab the hand drill. It's about 45k-ish, I think, but it takes up a lot of spaces and it's super heavy. So if you have room, you can grab a hand drill if you want, but honestly, if you're doing this loot run, you'll be looting so many things that you definitely, I doubt you'll have room for that unless you're running the biggest backpack in the game, like the raid bag. But even still, there's better value for slot and for weight, now that weight's such a big issue. Another loot box or weapon crate here. So again, we're looking for scopes, sights, suppressors. We got some 2 sights there. Made some good money. Some scopes can go for over 100k a piece, so you definitely want to be looking out for them. Now we're gonna get into the next row of buildings. Basically the last little section, these buildings here. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I don't know why I'm going this way. Jump through the bush to not be slowed down by it. Let's go ahead and loot in here as well. Open this building here. Again, we're looking on the services. The sugars on this container here, or on that wooden box there for hideout items. Up here, there should be a duffel bag. Yep, right here. Perfect. Go ahead and loot this one as well. Dr. Lupo's beans. One thing I have forgot to mention, if you're this far in the loot guide, is the duffel bags are also great for streamer items too. Picking those streamer items. Just because they can have anything again. Now we have 2 toolboxes in this shed, which is great. Keg tape, another good one. Again, this big wooden chest is just another toolbox. Go ahead and loot that. So we get metal parts, another good one. Very good. On these shelves, you can also get some items as well. Can we open up this shed? Let's see. Nope, we can't open up that one. And then we'll go back and we'll loot this little section here. I know I didn't hit this one yet. Let's see. There we go. We're just gonna get around here. Perfect. Now we're gonna loot in this last building. I think this is the last building we have on this loot run. We have stuff on the couch. We have a battery. Not really interested in that, but again, hardware items can spawn there. That's a hardware spawn. So things like the nuts, bolts, even some things like fuel sometimes can spawn in some of the hardware spawns. There we got some herring. Herring is good for the holodilnic bag, the Jaeger barter, or it's good on the flea market because a lot of people are trying to use that barter. So you can sell herring as one of the good foods for that. We have another duffel there. Look around the table, look around here. Did we loot that duffel? We did, right? I'm just gonna double check just to make sure. Yep, perfect. Anything else on the bottom floor? We have 2 jackets this way. We'll go ahead and give those a loot. There we go. There we go. Then we'll go to the top here. Loot this. Another duffel right here. Perfect. Amazing, guys. And if you love looting duffels, if you're part of that duffel gang like me, then you'll love this loot run. I'll even drop some mags to fit for more loot for you guys here. Being an offline raid. By the way, I've read a lot of your comments and a lot of people who come into my Twitch stream, we talk about doing. I plan on doing a series of loot run guides that are all done in live raids, so you can see a little more of how I deal with the randomness of other players around as I do these. So in this barn here, we have. Another jacket, always good there. Check that. And then do we have? Yeah, we have a metal container here. I knew one of them had something weird. We'll take this, see if we can get. Believe it or not, you can get a LEDX in a med bag. It is in the loot pool. It's just extremely rare to find. But after you looted all of this, you can go to the cottage area, which has a few quests. And there's also a lot. There's a lot more PvP Sanitar could spawn there. There's the cottage area just past the village there, but what I'm actually gonna do is run to the extract towards the swamp, and that's because there's one building I like to hit on the way to the extract if I've had enough stuff. Like if I have the keys I have now and I want to keep that find and raid status, because if I died with them within my container, they would also they would remove that status. I wouldn't be able to sell them if I wanted to sell them. Some keys I might want to keep, but say I had the keys already, and in this case, those are very valuable. I'll run towards the path the lighthouse extract, which is just down there past the swamp. And as I'm going there, I'll hit this greenhouse. It's I think it's like the fisherman's house or something. It's used for it's a Jaeger quest or it's a peacekeeper quest. I can't remember quite exactly, but there's some good spawns in it. So I definitely just want to show you guys this house real quick. Let's go ahead and open this one. Beautiful. We have another jacket right here. We'll quickly search. Let's go ahead and grab that. ES lamp, we'll take that. Good for the grenade. There's a grenade barter for those. Or good for the ragman backpack barter, which I also use that for, or just to sell, because 2 good barters means the item is valuable. So in here, look at all of these services. Some good hideout items can spawn, bolts, things like that, gunpowders even. Fuel can spawn in here. Then you have same situation in this room. This bed can also spawn a lot of goodies like gunpowders, high value hideout items there. And then you also have a toolbox right here that I'll loot. Okay, that one was okay. You check this box for tech items, and then you have more hideout spawns there, and then on this mattress and on the floor here. So this house has been great to me a few times. I walked in here and made 100, 200,000 rubles just like that. And then now at this point, I'll be running past this house down here, just to the Path Lighthouse extract that's just right there. And that's the loot run. Well, everyone, that just about wraps up this loot run. If I missed anything, which I definitely did, please feel free to share it in the comments below to help everyone else find some good loot. Remember, hitting that like button down below gives you access to Tarkov Prime loot. You don't want to miss out on that. And remember, monkeys only surf when boulders do gymnastics.